If you've been saving for years and it feels like your money doesn't go as far as what it used to, here's what's actually happening that nobody's telling you. So here's what I wish that somebody had told me years ago when I had 10k just sat there in my savings account. I won't lie, I felt so proud and I kept adding to that money every single month into the account because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're meant to save your money. I thought that that was the responsible thing to do at the time. Then somebody explained to me in layman's term what inflation actually meant. And I'm not going to lie, I was like, why did I not know about this sooner? So here's what inflation means, but in simple terms. It just means that everything gets more expensive over time. For example, bread, petrol, everything. But catch the real joke. Your savings are not going up at the same rate. So you might be earning a bit more money. However, it's not going up in line with what inflation is. For example, if you bought a loaf of bread for £1 a couple of years ago, that same loaf of bread is now £1.50. That's a 50% increase. But have your wages gone up 50%? No, they haven't. So that's the exact reason why you feel that your money is not stretching as far, because it isn't. If you've not seen me before, my name's Harriet and I built a multiple six-figure investment portfolio from scratch, and I also paid off my home early, and I help first-time investors who've got money in their savings account get started with investing. So if your money is just sitting there in your savings account barely earning any interest, it's actually losing value, because even though the number in your account stays the same, yes, you still got that same amount of money in savings, what that money can actually buy you is a lot less. Because as I said earlier, things are getting more expensive. However, your wages are not going up in that line. You've not got a 50% increase in your wages, even though some of the items that you are buying, for example, food stuff, has gone up by 50%. So here's what I learned. You need to have savings. That's 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses in an easy access savings account. That is a non-negotiable. But everything else beyond that, that needs to be out there working for you. Because if it's just sitting there in your savings account, inflation is eating away at it every single year. I'm not saying don't save your money. I'm saying that once you've got your emergency fund sorted, your money needs to be out there working for you. It needs to grow faster than what the rate of inflation is. When I found out this information, I was like, girl, you need to get out there. You need to start investing, because rather than my money just sat there in a savings account losing value to inflation, I need to get it out there working for me. Did you know inflation was doing this to your savings account? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and follow for more.